screen, you can see Sundex, powered by Sundex. Ladies and gentlemen, this company called Sundex is the latest, biggest, hottest thing in the MLM market. Let's start that way. Because as we speak now, is getting everybody raising, is getting people around the world to, there is so much going on. There is FOMO, fear of missing out. People are beginning to align themselves from east to west, from Asia to, to South America, to North America, to Europe and all that, and Africa, of course. So this is the latest company, ladies and gentlemen, with a bang. It is a company that has got over 10 years doing solar business, renewable energy business within the Brazilian market. And so the parent company that has been around for all these years is called Surnergies. Surnergies is the mother company of Sundex. Sundex is a branch company of Surnergies, meaning their specialization is in expansion, or call it marketing. The people that run this company are two of them at the top. We have the president, Mr. Renan Farais. That's the president of both Sundex and also Surnergies. And then we've got Mr. Andre Henrik, that is the CEO of Sundex. Now, in brief, Sundex is the global expansion arm of Surnergies. They created this company as the marketing department that will be responsible for getting their vision across the world. And that's really what Sundex is all about. Their job is to make sure that the projects of Surnergies can reach out to the entire world, and then also it drives the MLM arm of this particular company. Because as you learn later on, this company's core competence for the last 10 years has not been MLM. In fact, MLM is something new to them. They adopted it recently as a way, as a strategy, as a sales strategy to be able to reach their goal, but also to grow global. And so the goal of this company is to maximize benefits, not only for you, but also for the company. At the same time, they intend to use creative products and safeguard the environment. Now, in terms of solar, let's talk about solar, because many of us here, maybe you've heard about solar, maybe you use solar, but you don't know really what is going on. Friends, around the world over the last couple of years, there's been a big campaign globally, starting from the UN all through to nations in the developed countries and the developing world, where everybody is being called upon to put their act together to save the environment. Because the rate at which our environment is getting depleted is very scary, and that is where you hear about all these global warming stories, the climate change, and all the weather and climate disasters around the world. So to combat that, countries came together in what they call the Kyoto Protocol. Without having to be very technical, this was a protocol, some sort of understanding that the world countries agreed that every one of us has got a role to play. Every one of us must deliberately take steps within our countries, with our people, to safeguard the environment by promoting green energy, by promoting projects that can save the environment. So alternative energy such as solar is one of the top agendas. So as we speak right now, ladies and gentlemen, Brazil as a country, which is the mother country or the host country of Surnergies and Sundex, is one of the reference points when it comes to solar energy. In fact, they're among the top 5 leaders when it comes to the rate at which they have adopted solar, the rate at which they have gone green and saved the environment. So it goes without doubt that this company is within Brazil, and globally, in 2023, solar energy grew by over 22.5%, meaning the number of new additions in terms of energy that has been added into people's homes and streets courtesy of solar went up by 22.5%. It is expected to keep growing, ladies and gentlemen. So it means that this is not an industry that you can wonder whether it is the right thing to be part of now, or it is something that is going out, or is there some benefits that you can get from it. Definitely, you can be sure that whatever the world has put their effort together into, there is a lot of opportunities that come along with that. And so participating in such projects normally yields a lot, especially when you get it right in terms of what to do and with who to do it. So you can do your research on Google. Check what basically investment companies that are doing solar projects are able to offer right now. You'll see that compared to the alternatives, the alternative investment vehicles in the marketplace, you will realize that solar companies are doing quite very well, and they're offering the investors very decent returns on a monthly basis. And these are not MLM projects, that I'm talking about. Third-party reference you can do. So let's talk about the revolution we have at hand. So right now we have a green revolution at hand. And that green revolution I've just been explaining, it is a combination of blockchain technology with renewable energy. Blockchain technology, for those that do not know, is a technology that came up maybe now 10 years plus, and it's taken the world by storm. It is transforming everything. It is transforming governance, it's transforming finance, it's transforming so many things. Why? Because it is a decentralized technology, it is a transparent technology. So right about anything can now run on blockchain. It is not necessarily controlled by one or two people. So we have that kind of an industry combined with the renewable energy, and we have a perfect storm of a business opportunity called Sundex. So the products of this company, there are about 3 or 4. One is solar energy. But now solar energy, as we know, means solar panels, means inverters, means batteries. The question is, how does it get to you? So this company has tokenized what we call solar energy. Why have they tokenized, and how have they been able to tokenize it? Is because of blockchain. And what does tokenization mean? Tokenization means that a huge project has been split into bits and pieces, and now every one of us has got a chance to take a piece of the pie and benefit economically, benefit financially by way of buying 1 or 2 or 3 or 100 NFTs of a given project. Now, what project are we talking about here? This company decided a few months ago that they want to do one of the largest solar projects in the entire world. And when we say largest, basically they want to do a 5,000 megawatt solar plant. So you can imagine how huge this is. If you're not familiar with the language of solar and energy, please understand, for those of you who are in Uganda, understand that the total electricity capacity of our country, we are talking about all the hydro stations put together, Owen Falls Dam, the newly launched one, which was launched the other day, Karuma, all the power that we use in our country is less than 5,000 megawatts. In fact, it's about 2,600 megawatts, all of it put together. And now here is a project that this company is doing, which is 2 times the total energy that we have in our country put together. So just think about it. And the entire project is going to be solar, not hydro, not nothing. So in brief, these guys have to lay down on the ground solar panels, which will cover over 22,000 acres of land, planted, covered, painted with solar, and each solar panel being 500 watts. So that is massive, that is big. And now, because thanks to blockchain, these people are saying, look, this is massive. The prospects are massive. The capital requirement to do it is massive. But what we are going to get out of this is equally massive. And therefore, it is only fair that let's work with the current technologies and make everybody that would love to play a role, one, in saving the environment, but two, somebody that wants to have a piece of this cake, to participate by purchasing our NFTs. And when they do, they become entitled to some of the benefits that will come through from this project. So that's what is going on. So as we speak right now, the whole concept behind us being here is that we all have a chance to participate and have a share of a 5,000 megawatt solar plant that is going to give us benefits for the next 25 years, as I will break it down. So the products of the company, one is solar energy. This is what they have done for the last 10 years successfully in their cities, in their country. They've done it with big companies, government institutions, small companies, homes, and so forth. So now they're just taking their own game to the next level. Now, beyond that, they also have solar carbon credits. Carbon credits I will explain a little bit and later on. Then they have electric car charging stations. Now the world is racing to go green, The world is racing to go electric cars. In Uganda, you know that we now have our own manufacturing plant of electric cars called Chira Motors. And the campaign is that everybody must abandon all these gasoline, these petrol cars and diesel cars because of the damage and the harm they are creating to the environment. But the big question is, do you know how much money that is used or is generated every day from petrol stations? So the issue here is that whereas governments are encouraging people to go into electric cars, electric bikes, electrics, whatever, what is going to power these bikes and cars is going to be energy. It's going to be electricity. And that electricity right now, there is not enough charging stations. And the few charging stations that exist in these countries are still being powered by, alternative, these other energy sources that damage the environment. So Sundex has got is building electric car charging stations which are powered by energy generated by solar. So think about Shell. When the entire building of Shell or that canopy, the entire roof is panels, the entire building that houses the pizza or the shopping or whatever is solar, and the energy generated from that solar is the electricity being used to charge cars. So you go park your car, take a cup of tea, it is getting charged from solar, and these guys are making money. So this is going to be the next Shell, the next Total, the next whatever rupees of the future. Then we have the Sun Academy. It is it's an education platform where these people have been teaching their network of agents across the Brazilian market on how to successfully install their projects. So because they operate on a broad base, they have what they call the Sun Squad. This is a network of installation agents spread across Brazil, whose job is to execute and do the technical installations of the projects that this company does in different markets. Now, the same is being extended to our market. So every one of us has a chance to take this to our country, get a technical person that will be responsible to install this project in our homes. So we are talking NFTs, we are talking solar, we are talking blockchain, we are talking MLM all put together. So let's talk about the Sundex NFTs. We call them eco-friendly NFTs. This is how they work. First of all, you buy a package. When you buy a package, what do you get? That's the question people ask. Every package you buy gives you a solar panel, but that solar panel might not come to you necessarily as a physical panel. Why? Because it is going to be put and installed within that 5,000 megawatt solar panel, other solar farm. So once you buy a package, that package represents a physical panel, and you have ownership of that panel through what we call NFTs. NFTs are digital certificates that are run on the blockchain that authenticate ownership of a product, whether digital or physical, if it is tokenized. And so you can comfortably say that I own 2, 3, 4, 20 panels in Brazil, and you can even go and scan codes and locate your panel. You can see the production capacity of that panel, the revenues that come from this production, you get to share in it. So first step is buy a package and receive your NFTs. You transfer to your wallet, external wallet. Maybe it can be Trust Wallet, it can be MetaMask, whichever wallet that supports NFTs. And then you can hold those NFTs. By holding them, you have a real world-class digital asset whose value appreciates over time, which is tradable in the decentralized exchange like OpenSea anytime. And so having it means you have bought a goat, you bought a chicken, you bought a cow, you built an apartment, which is yours. You have the title deed, but it's giving you money as well. Once you bought, you can sit back, relax, and reap the benefits of owning a globally tradable digital asset over a period of 25 years. I will explain that later. But you also have a choice to sell your NFTs on the public NFT marketplaces such as OpenSea, like I said already, or on an internal platform which the company intends to build. Now, beyond that, depending on the package that you have, you also have a chance to request for the physical panels to be delivered to your home. And in this case, get installed, and then you get to generate your power from solar. Now, this will be done through partnership with local companies to execute the technical work. So, You have a choice how big your panel will be, rather your solar plant, because each one of us will have a share of this solar plant. So you can say you choose how big your own solar plant will be within the mega one, by how many packages you buy. Now, there is another concept which is taking the world by storm. This is called carbon credits. Carbon credits is not very new concept, but let me tell you, people have been making a killing when we are not aware. So carbon credits is a reward that is given to people that are doing projects that safeguard the environment. These are certificates. So if you have a forest, for example, because forests have the capacity to clean oxygen, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, governments have been permitted through the Kyoto Protocol to give, after of course assessing what your forest capacity is, then they give you certificates called carbon credit certificates. It's like a reward for you for having played a part to safeguard the environment. Now, those carbon credit certificates is money. Those are digital assets. They are tradable on a global scale. They are on demand on a global scale. They have a marketplace, a public marketplace where people from all around the world, factories from Japan, from India, from USA, from Mexico, from Africa, those that are doing big projects that damage the environment, they must buy carbon credits to be able to continue doing their work that damages the environment. So basically the summary is right here, that you have a project that is friendly to the environment, you get rewarded with carbon credits. Now somebody has a project which is unfriendly to the environment, they have to buy carbon credits as permission to emit the greenhouse gases to the environment. So you that owns the carbon credits, you make money from the guys that don't have and are doing harmful work to the environment. And you can be sure this market is huge. The prices of these carbon credits appreciate more than even you can imagine crypto. Those of you who thought that crypto created a trend and the prices were going up and all this, think twice, because carbon credits the last couple of years has smashed it all. As we speak right now, it's a $900 billion market. So it is big. And we all have a chance to participate. Why? Because as Sundex builds the solar farms, and by the fact that you have a share of the solar panels, which are yours, owned and represented by the NFTs, it means that Sundex, for every carbon credit that Sundex receives, the cash equivalent that they sell it for, you get to share 50% of that based on how many panels you have. And this will be shared with us for 25 years. So you can imagine it's massive. One day when we have a physical meeting, I will break down for you how much money to expect from that, because we saw the maths. Now, how do you get to participate? We have about 4 packages which have been tailored for builders, people that are building the community. We have $100, which is Eco Amazonia. We have 200, 400, and 800. All these packages give you 100% volume. What I mean is that if you get $100, you get 100 watts in network building volume. The same for 800, same for 4. So now there is the second set of packages which have been tailored for people that want to more like safely put in big money and tap a big share of this particular project and make some money beyond the MLM, beyond the building. They can make some money outside of that. So this is called participatory. It starts from $2,000 all through to 25K. Now the difference is that if you have the network packages, the first income that you make is called the profit sharing pool. This profit sharing pool is not a return on investment. It is not a fixed amount. It is not a big amount, but the company said every day as we make sales of the NFTs, we shall take 10% of the total daily sales, split it up into, give it to people that own NFTs based on the package. And so in a way, they want to reward you in the meantime with here in East Africa, we say kitu kidogo, or some sort of appetizer. That yes, you will receive some small amounts of money dropping in, courtesy of 10% of the company's daily sale of NFTs. It is not anything investment related. It's not like you put in money and therefore you're getting a return. No. So that's why we call it a sharing pool. So basically how it works is that assuming the company has sold, let's say, $1 million, whether in a month, whether in a week, whether in a day, it doesn't matter. That $1 million, 1% of it would be taken and given to people who have $100 packages. So they will share that amount. So the 1% would be 10K. That 10K will be divided by how many people have $100 packages, and that's the money you get for the day. 2% of the 1 million sales will go to people of $200. 3% of the sales goes to people of $400, and then 4% of the sales goes to people of $800. This is a daily ching ching bonus. It drops every day, small, 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 small. It's better than nothing because you do nothing to get it. But at the same time, it's not a ROI because it is not guaranteed. The amount can be 2, it can go to 3, it can go to 4, it can be 0.1, it could be 0.05. It all depends on how much sales happened in the day and how many people are currently in that package. Let's get that clear. Now, for people that have packages of $2,000 and above, they have a special way the company is ready to start paying them right away, passively, courtesy of the current projects that are already running in the company. And this amount too is being derived from real sales, real purchases, real operations, real revenue, not some random ROI. So if you have a package of $2,000 and $5,000, you get 10% a month. 10% a month translates into maybe 2.5% a week, or you can say 144% a year. But what is important to note is that those figures include your capital. So if you started out with $2,000, at the end of the year, when you're receiving the 10% a month, you would have recovered your 2,000 plus an extra 20% net. So you can make safely, passively, 20% a year on your money. Now think about it. If you put your money in the bank, what you would get. And now why I'm saying bank is because I want to compare an apple with an apple. I don't want to compare an apple with an egg. I know most of us have so many eggs out there, which, at the shaking of your hand, it can fall down and break. These eggs promise us sometimes as crazy as 20% a week, maybe 10% a week, or even 1% a day. But the reality of the matter is that most of these eggs in the market, which always break, as we have experienced, is because they don't have real something. They're just doing random maths and distributing money, swapping money around, and as expected, those things happen. But this is something practical. You can actually compare it with the real market, and I believe investors that truly want to do something real and understand the market will be very happy with this. So that is passive as well. Now let's talk about the builders. If you build, by that we mean you have a package and you referred somebody, you are entitled to 10% of direct, we call it direct referral bonus. This is the amount that 10% of the amount somebody put in. So if you bring me in, I buy a package of $800, you get yourself $80 instantly. This is a summary here, right here. You come on board, you bring in somebody of 100, you get 10. You bring somebody of 200, you get 20. A person of 400, you get 40. A person of 800, you get yourself $80. This is instant, and there's no limit on how many people you can bring. As long as you bring them, you keep getting. The summary is right here. Let's talk about the binary. Binary is a team building reward whereby for every effort you make to build a team, you're getting paid. And you're getting paid in a tree structure of 2. So you're required to build 2 teams, left and right. And now to activate the income, you've got to bring in at least 2 people, 1 left, 1 right. Now, let's say you brought in Jen. Of course, Jen, let's say, puts in $800. You would have gotten $80 instant for direct bonus. If you brought Mark, you also get 80. Assuming Mark brought $800, you get 80 instant. Now that is, of course, the direct bonus. Now, the binary is different. It will look at the left team and see the $800 and look at the right and see the 800, then pay you another 10% of one of the legs. So your binary income would be $80 for the day. Now this is paid daily. every single day. Now, with only these two people, you can imagine direct bonus alone, you have $160. Binary from them, you have 80. So already you make $240 from two people who are putting only 800 each. Now, these guys will come on board with their people. They bring two, let's say. What happened to you will happen to them. So if Jen finds two, she also gets her $80 each for direct bonus, plus a binary of 80, making it to 240. When Mark does the same, he gets 80 times 2 for the direct bonus, plus another 80 for binary, so he also gets 240. Then you, for this activity on level 2, the total sales you would have at that point would be 1,600 on the left, being the 800 of this person plus the 800 of this person, and the same this side. And then your binary for you will be $160, being 10% of 1,600 points. So this goes on and on and on and on. At the end of the day, it will come to a point where you have no control over the numbers and people will keep coming and the volume will keep piling. So for as long as it keeps coming in, the system will count every day your left volume, your right volume. Whichever side has got lesser volume is the basis for your payment. And that means if you had 15,000 points today on the left and 10K on the other side, your basis of payment would be the right hand side with 10,000 points, and 10% of it would give you $1,000. That is your pay for that day. Once you've been paid for this 10,000 points, they get reduced to zero. They remove the 10 points, the 10,000, and also on the other side, they remove 10K. So you start the next day with 0 points on this side, but the other side, there will be 5,000 points carried forward. So if you want a quick understanding of what can happen after maybe, say, 90 days, we can take a scenario. Now, remember, this is purely a scenario. It's not what will happen. It could happen. It might not happen. But we assume here that you start off, you put in a package of 400, bring in two people in a week, 7 days, who put in 400 each. Week 2, those two guys do the same you did. They find their two who also join with 400. And this is duplicated for the next 12 weeks consistently. It means you could make up to $163,000. That is going to be the potential if this happens 100%. In reality, it might be slower, it might be faster, but that is really the average. If you did $800 packages instead of the 400 and did the same scenario, you'd be making $327,000 in 12 weeks just by bringing two within a week and then concentrating on making sure those people find their two in the subsequent weeks. Guys, this is more than doable. I have personally done, in less than a week, I have done more than 7 people direct, personal. So we are saying 2 people in a week just to take care of the lazy chaps. But the truth is, if you really have some dog behind you and you need to make money, you can always run faster, you know. So now let's talk about the capping, because binary can go really wild. Now there is limitations on how much you could make in a month given your package. So with 100, the maximum you can do is $1,000 a month. With 200, it's 3K. With 400, it's 10,000 a month. With $800, it is $50,000 a month. Now that is real decent money. That's the reason why everybody who is here should aim at having, at least worst case scenario, a $800 package, because that means you can make 10% binary and you can also make up to 50K a month, which is more than 1,000. That is big. Now, of course, if you go for the huge packages, the highest you can make, if you have a $25,000 pack, you can make $300,000 a month. That's the capping. $300,000 a month. Guys, that is about $10,000 a day from binary alone. And that's massive. So we also have along what we call matching bonus. This is a reward for you to support your leaders to build their binary. So if you bring in Simon and you help Simon build his team and he makes binary, while I get my binary, you get 10% of what I get. So let's say today's income for me was $10,000 from the binary, I receive it in full. Then you who sponsored me, you get 10% of that 10K, which becomes $1,000. So imagine you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of people like that. Just do your maths in addition to your own binary. And this is for your people on your first generation. What if they also bring others? That is generation 2. Now everybody on generation 2, you get to make 6% of the money they make in the binary. The guys in level 3, you make 5%. The guys on level 4, you make 4%. The guys on level 5, you make 3%. The guys on level 6, you make 2%. Level 7, you make 1%. The requirement to go deeper in the generations is your rank. And these ranks are very easy to achieve. The achieving of these ranks is as simple as the first rank is $1,000 left and right, and you already are there. You start earning the first generation binary matching bonus. Guys, this rank, I already smashed it. Coach Mustafa already smashed it. It was like a blink of an eye. And anybody here who is serious about making money, you should be able to smash this in a week or less. And by that, you start to make 10% of your directs binary. Now, once you have accumulated 5,000 points on your pay leg, you go to rank 2, and then your second generation of matching bonus unlocks. Once you get to rank number 3, you go to the third generation of matching bonus, plus you get $300 cash. Rank number 4, you go to generation 4 of the matching bonus, plus $1,600 cash. In fact, let's just go right here. So the first 2 ranks, you unlock the matching bonus. The third rank, matching bonus level 3 plus $300 or a watch. Rank number 4, you get yourself more levels in the matching bonus plus $1,600 cash or a laptop. Rank number 6, you get more ranks plus $8,000 cash or electric bike. Rank number 7, you get $36,000 or an electric car. Rank number 7, I think, we call it the 5 megawatts. You get $150,000 cash, in addition to earning matching bonus all the 7 generations, and then a luxury electric car. So guys, this is a summary of the plan. Thank you very much for listening. The company's commitment is to you and to the planet that we live in. And now I want to encourage all of you to at least get a hold of one of these packages right away. Get it purchased. Let's start building an empire, because the goal here is for us to build something massive. We are looking at this thing in 2 ways. We are looking at it from the perspective of being able to participate in a huge energy project, global scale, and you're a proud, shareholder. You are a proud stakeholder. Let's put it that way, whereby you have passive benefits guaranteed for you for next 25 years, for as long as this sunshine is still on. So that is massive by itself. If you had alternatives of what to do with the money, build a house, whatever it is, we can sit on the table and we break down for you the options. You don't need even as much money that you need for buying only the land. And yet you can have something that will pay you for the next 25 years. That is from the angle of what you get. But beyond that, if we choose to work, guys, we are looking at a project that is going to crush every record there is that has been set in the MLM space so far, because of the way the company has structured the compensation plan. It is extremely lucrative. It's extremely rewarding with very little conditions. Most of the time, companies purport to pay us, but there's a lot of tricks in the comp plan. There is a lot of conditions, a lot of capping, lot of you do 5x, you rebuy, you do 3x, you repurchase. We don't have that. For example, they tell you you earn 10% in binary, but if you have to withdraw the money, then they charge you 10% withdrawal fee. In here, there is no withdrawal fee. It is 0. Some of the companies hold back by saying the minimum to withdraw is 100. Guys, the minimum you can withdraw here is $10. Others cap your withdrawal amount. Maybe they say you cannot withdraw more than your package. Just imagine you have $100 and somebody says you can't withdraw more than your package. That means you cannot pull out more than 100. But here, the maximum you can withdraw is $100,000 per transaction, regardless of your package. If you have it, you put the request at once 100K, it will be processed in 24 hours, it will drop in your wallet. I have already tested this withdrawals, and it came in a record of 4 hours. So I put a request at around 2. By 5 p.m. it was already in my wallet. And I requested, just to see their theory, I put in a very small request of $50, 50, and the $50, what came in my wallet was $50. Can you imagine that? So this is a business for everybody. Big boys, small boys, big girls, small girls. We have something here for everybody. So with that said, guys, allow me to end here. Thank you very much for listening. This has taken longer than I expected. I should have done it in 20 minutes or less, but sometimes